Hello everyone, welcome. In this video we will talk about all things of coronavirus. Before getting started, please subscribe, like and comment. What is a coronavirus? As indicated by the World Health Organization, WHO, coronaviruses are a group of infections that cause ailments running from the normal virus to progressively serious maladies, for example, extreme intense respiratory condition, SARS, and the Middle East respiratory disorder, MERS. These infections were initially transmitted from creatures to individuals. SARS, for example, was transmitted from civet felines to people, while MERS moved to people from a kind of camel. A few known coronaviruses are flowing in creatures that have not yet tainted people. The name coronavirus originates from the Latin word crown, which means crown or radiance. Under an electron magnifying lens, the infection appears as though it is encircled by a sun-oriented crown. The epic coronavirus, distinguished by Chinese experts on January 7 and since named SARS-CoV-2, is another strain that had not been recently recognized in people. Little is thought about it, albeit human-to-human transmission has been affirmed. What are the symptoms? As per the WHO, indications of disease incorporate fever, hack, brevity of breath, and breathing troubles. Different signs incorporate loss of taste or smell, just as muscle hurts. In progressively serious cases, it can prompt pneumonia, numerous organ disappointment, and even demise. Current evaluations of the brooding time frame the time among disease and the beginning of indications go from 1 to 14 days. Most tainted individuals show manifestations inside 5 to 6 days. Be that as it may, tainted patients can likewise be asymptomatic, which means they don't show any side effects notwithstanding having the infection in their frameworks. How deadly is it? The quantity of fatalities from the new coronavirus has overwhelmingly outperformed the cost of the 2002 to 2003 SARS episode, which likewise began in China. SARS murdered around 9% of those it contaminated, about 800 individuals worldwide, and more than 300 in China alone. MERS, which didn't spread as broadly, was all the more destructive, executing 33% of those contaminated. While the new coronavirus is more far-reaching than SARS as far as case numbers, the death rate remains impressively lower at roughly 3.4%, as indicated by the WHO. As indicated by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC. More seasoned individuals are at higher hazard for extreme sickness from COVID-19, which may bring about expanded worry during an emergency. Individuals who have extreme hidden ailments like heart or lung sickness or diabetes additionally appear to be at high hazard for growing increasingly genuine confusions from COVID-19 disease. Where have cases been reported? Since March 16, a larger number of cases were enrolled outside territory China than inside, denoting another achievement in the spread of the worldwide pandemic. What is being done to stop it from spreading? Researchers around the world are hustling to build up an immunization, yet have cautioned it isn't likely one will be accessible for mass circulation before 2021. In the interim, a developing number of nations have presented a progression of clearing measures to slow the spread of the coronavirus, including across-the-country lockdowns, bans on get-togethers, conclusion of schools, cafes, bars, and sports clubs, just as giving obligatory work-from-home declarations. Universal carriers have dropped flights the world over. A few nations have restricted non-residents from entering their regions, and a few more have cleared their residents from abroad. Where did the virus originate? Chinese well-being specialists are as yet attempting to decide the inception of the infection, which they state likely originated from a fish showcase in Wuhan, China, where natural life was likewise exchanged wrongfully. On February 7, Chinese specialists said the infection could have spread from a tainted creature species to people through illicitly dealt pangolins, which are prized in Asia for food and medication. Researchers have highlighted either bats or snakes as potential wellsprings of the infection. Is this a global emergency? Truly, this episode is a worldwide well-being crisis, the WHO said on January 30, raising the alert further on March 11 when it announced the emergency of pandemic. The Universal Well-Being Alert is a call to nations around the globe to facilitate their reaction under the direction of the WHO. There have been 5 worldwide well-being crises since 2005, when the statement was formalized: pig influenza in 2009, polio in 2014, Ebola in 2014, Zika in 2016, and Ebola again in 2019. Are smokers more likely to be at risk from coronavirus? Smoking can make individuals progressively powerless to genuine intricacies from a coronavirus contamination, the European Union Office for Sickness Control said, in its refreshed evaluation of the dangers brought about by the coronavirus. The European Centre for Disease Control and Prevention, ECDC, included smokers among those possibly generally defenseless against COVID-19. Smokers have additionally seemed, by all accounts, to be progressively helpless to breathing inconveniences brought about by the infection, and the ECDC said it was fitting to distinguish them as a potential defenseless gathering, affirming a previous evaluation. The office referred to an investigation by Chinese specialists, which on an example of 99 patients influenced by the coronavirus found that intense smokers were more in danger of kicking the bucket than older individuals. The ECDC report likewise said smoking was related with elevated movement in the lungs of a protein, ACE2, that could make patients progressively defenseless against COVID-19, referring to an examination directed by Guoxuai Cai from the University of South Carolina. The movement of ACE2, or angiotensin changing over catalyst 2, likewise increments with age and with certain sorts of hypertension treatment, both hazard factors, the ECDC said. Human-to-human transmissions got clear after cases were recorded with no evident connect to China.